guess you're staying in here. Yeah, that's what I thought. You want out now? Hello everyone, hopefully you are doing well. Welcome back. This is Ari Does Things. I'm Ari. I'm gonna be showing you guys what I have been up to. First, we're gonna be diving into a couple of bags and containers that I haven't really been in for a while and see what's in there that still needs to be finished up. These were mandala cakes in the rainbow type of color. As you see, I've already worked through the other colors. I was working my way to this part, and I will insert, or actually it's, it's my channel profile picture now, the outfit that I made with the rest of this yarn. But now I had started on, it looks like I was just doing like granny clusters and then the spider web mesh. So that should be really easy to finish. This isn't supposed to be a frogger finish. This is just supposed to be a WIP roundup because I really do intend to finish most of these. But yeah, if there is anything stray project that I'm gonna frog, I will let you know. That's project 1. Now, project 2, in the same bag, is the rest of this yarn, the chenille home. I don't remember if it was the slim one, it might have been. Yeah, I really loved this yarn. So this is the first yarn I had picked up, and I was gonna try to hand knit with it, but then it was too small for that. So I actually had a crochet hook from years and years and years previous, like literally like a decade previous. I had that crochet hook, and I picked it up and I looked up a tutorial and I made my very first cat-eared beanie. So I picked it up once again to learn some knitting. Yeah, I don't know, this is how far I got. It looks not awful. It's together, it's stayed together. Probably what I'll do is, this might end up being frogged, but probably the reason I would frog it is just to like restart on learning how to knit at some point. I don't know if that's gonna be on the books for this year because I am trying to prioritize my portfolio to try to get into grad school. I just noticed that this box is in the background looking really ratty. Anyway, pay no attention to the disheveledness of the room around me. Pay more attention to the disheveledness of my WIP progress, apparently. Yeah, I don't know if knitting's on the books. It probably will not be. Okay, and like I said, it's not exactly in chronological order, but I did try to kind of order them more from the older stuff into the newer stuff. So there's that. I guess I'll show you, this isn't crochet, this is a hand knit cardigan. Well, a couple of hand knit cardigans, but I'll show you those first before I get into this other bag. So this was actually gonna be a cardigan for my mom, hand knit in this teeny tiny yarn. I know I said the other one was like not possible to hand knit with, and you see, I was right. If I was smart, the cat is being an asshole, so I'm sorry if you hear that in the background. If I was smart, I probably would frog this, but my mom passed away this past year, and I literally don't even have that much farther to go on the final sleeve. Yeah, I think literally I just needed to, because that's where it stops right there, and that's how much further I had to go. I should just finish it because it actually is really, really soft. Really soft. And it's fitted nice there. So like, yeah, I don't know. This could probably go with the like mushroom forest fairy dress that I want to make. But I do have a good bit more of this velvet yarn So I'm not gonna run out of that. So maybe I'll incorporate that. I don't have much of this brown. Maybe it'll be like an accent somewhere on the Forest Fairy dress. Maybe I'll wear it. It's actually so comfortable. I think the brown was like a Bernat blanket yarn, and the other one was a Bernat velvet. This is actually softer than a lot of the Bernat blanket yarns that I've come across, and they're both super soft, and it is so soft and comfy that when I finish it, I might actually end up wearing it. I have no idea. And this one is mostly finished. This is like the Easy Loop, like blanket stripes yarn. My plan, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the back exactly, but my plan for the front was to make it like a jack-o'-lantern there. So maybe instead of doing that on the front, because it doesn't really have a good space for like buttons or a closure here, I'll put it on in just a second for you. It doesn't really have space for that in the front, so maybe the jack-o'-lantern part will go on the back. That would be pretty nice. But like, it came together really nicely. I do almost wish that I had used a different yarn to sew it together, because then it probably would fit better. I think I made this sleeve like a tiny bit longer. It feels a tiny bit longer, but yeah. It's like, it definitely doesn't fit me now, but it barely fit me even when I was like a small, medium at most, in most things. But it's not bad. Honestly, what I should do is I should like make some pockets. See, that's from me tying it together. It's got little loose ends there. I should make like some pockets for the front, you know? Or maybe even like probably just pockets down here. I'll make pockets down here and then put the design on the back. And in addition to that one, I have yet to seam up this other side so that I can start working on the arms. The back is only so big, it's not gonna be that big either. I might keep this as a vest. I don't know. That's why I haven't finished it, is because I don't know. This was, I think, a wool yarn. You know, I just need to take this whole thing apart because I was gonna make it a vest. And I definitely cannot do that. Definitely not. Because that's where it would connect there. And then I ran out of yarn and this was a discontinued yarn. But I don't think I'd ever worked with a wool yarn of any sort, and I don't remember if this is wool or a wool blend, but it's like very scratchy. It's not super soft, but it would be super warm. You know, we got to the first thing that I just need to frog it. Next up, we have part of one of my mushroom boys or bags. I haven't bought more of that type of yarn in a while. I don't really have plans to. It's just gonna stay in that state perpetually until I either buy more yarn or have a use for that amount of that type of yarn. That's all there is to it. In this, we're just going through this bin now that we've gotten off of the hand knit things. Oh, this also is hand knit with the Easy Stripes loop yarn. This is a freehand, freeform, asymmetrical, there it is, asymmetrical dress. So you put it on, it'll make more sense when there's more of the dress here. I think I have it on the right arm. I think this was supposed to be the right arm for it. But as you can see, I was flaring that a little bit now that the arm is connected. But this is the Juicy Couture Sparkle yarn. So what I want to do with this is I wanted it to be like a little off shoulder and just be like a really nice loopy crochet freeform dress that looks all distressed to wear on top of like a slip or something. It was taking a while, and then I got pregnant and I just haven't really worked on it since. These next ones are more recent. This year I decided, after testing a pattern that used like a really small hook, I ended up using a really small hook for that, and I was like, oh my god, you know, I should rework my potion bottle pattern. So I'll insert a better picture of these guys, but these are in the WIPs because I still have yet to actually make keychains out of them. Probably these will be my personal bag charms because I don't actually think I'm going to be selling physical items anymore. But this was the pattern. I'll insert the designer's name here where you can get the pattern. It was on Ravelry. Octopus keychain pattern. Has 12 legs, and I made it in this yellow because I don't really use yellow too much, and if I'm not doing markets to sell like little physical objects anymore, I won't need it for things like leggy frogs and my potions and all of that. So I was like, well, I'll use yellow. And then he ended up looking like a banana, a little banana peel octopus. And so I crocheted a little banana body to go with him. The reason that this is in the WIPs is because I literally just need to buy some Velcro so that you can Velcro the banana on and off. That might also be one of my personal bag charms, even though I don't like yellow. Speaking of not liking yellow, the colors I did pick for a lot of the baby things were purple and gold. I have been making baby pants, which will still fit the baby. I did add, I don't know if you can see them, I added a row there of like holes so that I can put a tie through them and they will fit at multiple sizes. And I decided to do ruffle bell-bottom ends. So that's all I have to finish, is just round after round after round after I get these ruffles in. So I've been going back and forth. I have both balls attached here so that I can do one side and then bounce to the other side and finish that one, and then do the next row and then do the same thing over here. That way I always know that I'm on the same row on each side. But I think these are just half double crochets, I believe. And I also believe, yep, there's the seam there. I just went around and around and around and around and around. That's why it looks so clean. So those are baby pants. I need to just buckle down and finish them. But with that, that is a more recent project from just at the end of this past year. I will go ahead and mention this bag. I got the only color that was left before Joann's closed. This green sparkly Juicy Couture yarn, and then I already had the white and the corally color, and I already had like a bunch of these different gemstone crystal things. I had these were like a, what is it called? It was like on a ribbon basically with these embellishments on it. I either bought more of these silver rectangles to put the bag strap on when I was making this bag, or the bag I made before this that was the lighter minty green that I had bought these for, that I'll insert a picture of it here. That bag is not lined. I probably do need to line it, but I decided to buy some really nice fabric to line, silky fabric to line this bag. It's like a lily pad flower bag. I had the idea as soon as I saw this yarn and I was like, I'm going for it. And it turned out really, really nice. I still need to weave in the extra end. I've got these that I had bought to go with it. I do have extra beads, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more beading on this, but it has the strap that you can adjust basically to any length, or you can just take it off or tuck it away inside of the bag and just use it as like a clutch. So the reason that it is in the WIPs pile is because I still have yet to sew at least the closure on, even if I'm not gonna bead it, because I need the metallic clasp to keep it together. So hopefully, you know, I probably shouldn't bead it any more than it already is, because I am way more likely to use this one with less beads on it than the one that I just showed you that I worked on before this. So let's go ahead and look into this. Okay, yeah, I had to have been getting close to finished with this. This is the cat couch. It's like a free pattern online, I think, from the, I think it's the Yarn Inspirations people. And I'm using this different colored mainstays yarn. This bag, I don't know. It might be a WIP because I could line it. It's not lined, but it's also not very big. It is very cute though. I should probably wear it with my Forest Fairy look that I'm gonna be putting together at some point. So not exactly a WIP, but maybe. Oh, this isn't even a WIP. This is the doily that I made that I'll insert a picture of it here in my final show of my art school undergrad degree. I actually crocheted this. It's my own pattern, and then I dyed it afterwards because it was like brown and purple and white, but I love teal, so it's teal now. That's not a WIP. This is a WIP because it needs ends woven in and it needs a tie around it in those colors. It's also ugly. It's a tarot mat bag, so it lays out as the mat to put tarot cards on, and then you cinch it up around the cards when you're done using them. So yeah, that's technically a WIP. It's still a WIP because I don't really have much interest in finishing it. This is a WIP, kind of. This is just, I didn't want to weave in any ends. I don't actually think I'm gonna use any of these yarns to make more things, so I don't know, maybe it's not so much a WIP as just a thing that I did to teach myself things. This was also a thing I was just doing to try to see if I could do it. I don't have any other reason to use these yarns. Maybe I'll like hang them on the wall or make something out of them one day. This is something I should completely just frog. There is this is like a single crochet skirt. It's never ever actually gonna fit me because it was made exactly to fit me before, and I'm never gonna be that size again. This is an anti-pilling acrylic. It's nice. It's just never something I can wear. So I definitely need to frog that one. You know, I should just put this in a different spot so that I remember to do that. Oh, okay, this is a completely separate project from the other one that is this color. These were shorts that I was making that, once again, are just, I really doubt, I'll try them on before I frog them, but I really doubt that they are going to actually fit me. I got stitch markers going on and everything. But yeah, I was working on those forever ago. I'll put them in the frog pile just in case. let's see. This was a bucket hat. It's not bad. It's supposed to be a mushroom though, so I was supposed to make and sew on the white spots. I think I actually even have like 1 or 2 made somewhere. I stopped making this one because they weren't really selling, and also this yarn pills makes it really fuzzy. So I have no idea if I'm ever gonna finish that. Maybe I'll actually just I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. These are connected together because I guess I was making a freaking, what is this? So let's just unchain that. But yeah, and then we've got this white, yes. Anyway, I need to put that back with my other yarn. This was the start of a sunflower top. I was gonna put a band of sunflowers here and then have the top there. You know, I don't actually remember if I have that much of these yarns at all. So that'll just be a cute little granny square that I made. Maybe I'll turn it into a hat or something at some point. Anyway, yeah, this is what I was getting to. The last thing from the bag, just about. This is just a little smoky stuffy that I made. He's cute. I need to put him somewhere else. This was the beginning of the big part of the cat couch cushion, and then you're supposed to like have foam, and then you're supposed to crochet like around the foam, and then crochet the cushions. When I set out to start this project, I did not realize the sheer like size and scale and like how annoying it was gonna be to do the same stitch like over and over and over and over again. And I don't remember what stitch this is. I want to say it was something different because it's got like a texture to it, so it's not just like half double crochet. If it was just half double crochet, I probably would have finished it by now. But yeah, I had started on the cushion part when the main backer cushion was just taking forever, and I was about to have to put another skein into that. I don't know, it really depends on if I want to reuse this yarn for something else. Maybe I'll make like a dress. I don't know, I don't even wear that many dresses. Maybe I'll make, hell, I don't even know. I don't even know. So I'm gonna put this to the side so that I can decide whether or not I want to frog it. I guess that wasn't the last old thing that was in that bag, because I thought I had already made a vest. I think this one actually fits pretty good still. Okay, yeah, see? Okay. So yeah, that's what it looks like buttoned up. So if I really wanted to, what I could totally do with this one, I don't know, maybe I'll just leave it, but I should put it with the other one just in case I decide to like, I don't know, make this one longer or like add on some rows in the front so that it fits better. It's really basic. It's just panels of double crochet, and then I added a couple of buttons. I don't actually think this is a work in progress. I think this one was done. We're rediscovering my old stuff together. Yeah, I do have a tie there that cinches the back, but now that I'm bigger, I don't need the back cinched like that, at least not on this size. So it is quite tempting to take that apart and remake it slightly larger. because I mean, I've already got the plan for it down. It's really simple. You know, I'm more advanced now. I might even be able to do decreases in the front to make it like more of a triangle shape. And y'all, we're only like halfway through my WIPs. This is another old work in progress top. I had already made the cord for the back. I made the body like edge. I made the cups. I did have more yarn on the outside of this, just like this one has, but I had to scavenge it for another project I'm about to show you. And this, honestly, I think this is even too big for me now. I like the colors. I'm not crazy about this particular top design. Like maybe if it was filled in more or something. So we'll put that in the maybe I'll frog it bag. I haven't said in every instance what is my own design versus what was a pattern. I think I've tried to keep up with telling you what has been a pattern though. Like the cat couch is one of the ones that was like 100% definitely a pattern. A lot of the other stuff is like freehanded or like very basic, simple construction. This is the Monarch cardigan pattern. I'm gonna put the name here so that I don't butcher it or forget and say the wrong name. But this is the back panel, and you wouldn't have seen, I mean, maybe if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that it was part of my Halloween costume. So the reason this is still a work in progress is not just because I haven't finished the front panels, but because I am honestly not sure if I even want to finish the front panels on this one, or if I want to keep this little harness that I put here to wear it as wings and straps on the arms. I don't know if I want to keep it as just like wings in a harness, or if I want to actually make the rest of the cardigan and have it as a cardigan, because like, you know, that's how big it is. It's not bad. I don't know, maybe this will be the one that I do make into a cardigan, and then maybe I'll just make a couple of just wings in other colors. But yeah, that was for my Halloween costume this past year, and it was great. It was a great time. I had a lot of fun making this. This was actually my first exploration of tapestry crochet, so it actually gave me the confidence to start working on the biggest, most complicated project that I have ever started and worked on. Blanket. Don't look at the back. It is king size, except in width. I've got to put a border on it to make it an actual king size blanket, but for a tapestry and for my portfolio purposes, I'm just gonna get it completed and then take really good pictures of it, and then we'll worry about making it a functional blanket later. So this is a thing that I'm trying to get done and have in my portfolio for sure, because this is a tarot card design based off of the Page of Swords that I drew and then also had taken the reference photos for and directed the reference photos, and was able to draw it up, get all the right yarns, get it done in like 5 weeks. The base of it I got done, and then I just have to do all the details now and border eventually. So there's that. Hopefully that wasn't the most exciting thing, but at a certain point during all of that this past year, I decided to go back and finish working on this pair of Juicy Couture Sparkle shorts that I had started, not this past year, but the year before. And luckily the waistband and everything still fit me. There are several things that I would do differently with these shorts if I was making them a second time, but overall they fit really well, even though it looks kind of wonky, flat in a couple of places. It fits my body really well, and that's because I tried it on like 600 times in the making of this, and I used half double crochet for all of the body, and then I think I just did single crochet ribbing and stitched it on. I kind of wish that I had crocheted it on instead of stitching, but for the top ribbing, that's just, I did that first and then started from there. So the bottom ribbing is the one that's sewn on. But I show this with the WIPs because the outfit that goes with this is still a work in progress. If I have a picture of the top that I had originally made year before last to go with these, I'll insert it here. I hated it, it was awful, so I decided to look up different ideas and came up with the idea for you either wear it like this, covering that way, or you wear it with this part up here, if I can, yeah. It's a flower top. Hopefully I will have the pattern for that releasing at some point, maybe not this year, maybe next year. So that's unfinished, part of the set, and also the Juicy Couture yarn that matches. This is all that Juicy Couture yarn, and it would not be these colors that I was working with if not for the fact that those are the only ones that they had when they first released the yarn, and the time that I bought it was before they released more colors. I will put the pattern designer's name for these, maybe you've seen them, the lace-up crochet socks, knee-high crochet socks. I made them kind of almost like boots. It's got in the top here a place for you to put the yarn through there so that it cinches well and doesn't slip. They look really good underneath boots. So this one is not really a work in progress. I think I'm done with this one. I still have the stitch markers in it though, so it's part of the work in progress outfit. Yeah, okay, I think the second to last one that I will show you is the one that was inspired by the medieval type blanket stained glass vibe that I was going for on the big project. So I got more of that rainbow yarn. The cathedral dress, I just got done with the sleeves, I think, because they're at a nice like functional length. This actually, you know, the only thing that I would do different if this were just a top is probably to just do these top rows back and forth instead of around and around so that it was the same texture as that. So this, as it stands with just the amount that's done on the ruffles of the skirt, it would probably be a really nice top. You know, I would release this as a pattern for a top if it weren't for the fact that it's completely made to measure, like completely made to measure. It's a raglan down, like just raglan down. Fit it the way you want to fit it. Sure, the mesh thing in the front, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Like once you get down to this part, you just do a triangle, like decreasing on each side as you go until it comes to a point, and then you do the same thing on the other side. And then you just add ruffles, and you add the ruffles at the end of the sleeves too. It is a lot of just adjustments, and this I have also probably tried on like 600 times during the making of it, and I'm not even halfway through because In addition to the rainbow stained glass inspired main dress, I'm going to be taking crochet thread in black and crocheting a filet crochet skin basically to go over the top of this. I'm nowhere near to the point of doing all of that because this is how long the skirt is. It's like an inch long. So I have a lot of skirt to get done on this one, and that is very intimidating and going to be pushed to the back burner in a bit, at least until February, when I know whether or not I'm gonna have the blanket tarot card tapestry to a finished enough point to include in a portfolio for not just grad school. The surface crochet is just a lot with such a giant piece, and also the embroidery was really annoying for a minute there, but I'm done with the embroidery except for making the back decent, and I just have to do a whole bunch more surface crochet. So that's that. I have been able to test and finish out, for the most part, this Color Burst crop top by Brie K Creations. It is nice, it is great. It's weight for acrylic, so that's not great. The stitches are amazing and the color is amazing, and the fit is about where I wanted it to be, like size-wise, but I've had to make a couple of different alterations to make it like fit better. So instead of having just one tie, I have these triple ties that are braided for the straps, and then it ties here, laces here and ties there, and then runs around the front and ties in the front, which the front tie is the only tie that's part of the actual pattern. Who knows what will be part of the finished pattern when that comes out. It's a great top. What I wish I had done is added the straps sooner so that I could have seen how those fit here before I was too far to add like a drawstring. But it would be annoying to add at this point. It doesn't really lend itself to like a super flowy fabric. What I would love to do, if I had more of the yarn, I almost ran out. This is the one that I had to scavenge for a piece of yarn to finish out the puff layer at the bottom here. That yarn is Mainstays Teal, and it is out of stock right now. Honestly, I don't even know if this minty green color is still available because I got it on clearance at Michael's. The purple, I think, is a Hobby Lobby yarn. I'm trying to steer away from buying really anything at Hobby Lobby. It is like a kind of, I think it's like an amethyst type vibe. I don't know if I could add on to this or should try to even. It looks very nice. These tops are notorious for the lack of support, so anyone with bigger boobs, just be aware. What I'm gonna do is probably at least add a couple of chains in there, like some of the other things. I think I've showed them probably in like my alt crochet video or something. You should check that out if you're interested in learning how to just kind of like personalize, diversify. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna add at least some chains, and I've been playing around with the idea of adding beads. Maybe it would lend itself well to some beads. I do have beads, but I don't know. I have no idea. If it doesn't need to be beaded, all I have to do is add the chains and then it's done. If it does need to be beaded, that is gonna be so many more hours of work, but it'll probably be worth it if it is a thing that I decide is worth doing in the first place. I think that's everything. I really, honestly, I didn't really plan this video. I planned it with like 2 minutes of go time beforehand, so I may have forgotten some things, I may have left some things out. Not everything was a work in progress, but now you've seen a lot of the things that I've made, and now I have a better grasp on where I'm at. as far as making and finishing things. So this has been an eye-opening experience. I hope it prompts you to maybe go dig through your WIPs and figure out that you have 4 other WIPs that you forgot about from 4 years ago back in the closet. Maybe you'll either give that yarn a new life in a new project, or maybe you'll finish something out that you had just legitimately forgotten existed. Yeah, I think honestly the way I'm gonna tackle this, honestly the way I should tackle it, I shouldn't start beading this, I shouldn't keep going on this, I shouldn't even attach the yarn to this yet. Literally, I have this one right here with 2 balls of yarn attached, and it's using the same 4mm hook. I literally just need to finish this. We're on the last few rows. It just needs to be done. So I'm gonna leave you guys there, and I'm just going to put all of these WIPs in a singular like area so that I can actually go through and complete them. Like, I just need to do it. I just need to do it. I'm gonna figure out what order I'm gonna go with these. So hopefully you have had a good time seeing some of my WIPs and some of my not WIPs, and yeah, maybe don't make a cat couch. Out of all the things that I have that have remained unfinished, that's probably one of the biggest regrets. The cat couch is the only thing that I don't have to frog, that I am choosing to frog just to save the yarn for something else. I'm gonna finish up the things that are worth finishing, and I'm going to save that yarn for something else. Anyway, comment down below if you have ideas for that blue variegated yarn. I'm gonna leave it here, though I've probably been rambling because I am tired. This video had no planning, no script, no nothing really. So I'm gonna get this put away. Hopefully you've had a good time listening to me ramble. Hopefully you will either subscribe or like this video, or like next time you see my video in the feed, click on it. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time maybe. Bye.